out the squad from the Ashes, is that a help, do you think?
I think so, yeah. I think it's obviously been a long tour for a lot of the Test guys, and to have a few fresh faces in, bringing some, I guess, exuberance and energy to the group. It's been really good so far in our first couple of sessions in training, and I'm sure they're going to bring that into the matches as well.
Steve, I assume once Aaron's fit, he's going to go back to the top of the order. Because he's missing for this match, do you think of, say, promoting a Watto or a Matthew Wade to open, or to keep the batting lineup settled? Do you think of maybe a short-term option like a Burns or maybe even a Stoinis?
Watson's going to open the batting tomorrow, so there's that question answered for you.
Do you have a team?
I do, yeah. Watson, Warner, Smith, Maxwell, Mitchell Marsh, Stoinis debuting, which is great for him. Wade, Coulter-Nile, Cummins, Stark, Boyce. There you go.
Sorry, can I ask about Cameron Boyce? Obviously he's flying over for one T20 international, so it's quite a strange situation for him, but that kind of shows how important these games are in and of themselves. As opposed to, yes, you're flying someone from Australia to play a T20.
Of course, yeah. I think there's a T20 World Cup coming up in not too long, so we need these guys to play as much as they can. I think he performed really well for us in our one-off T20 we played in the UAE, and I'm sure he's looking forward to playing out here tomorrow. He's he's got a lot of skill, he's got a lot of variations, and it's going to be a good test for him bowling out here with the short straight boundaries and the short boundary on one side. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he goes.
Is he the kind of player that England might struggle against? Obviously, they've had a bit of a being on it about West Spain.
Yeah, look, we'll see how we go. He's got his own set of skills. He's obviously completely different to Shane Warne, if that's what you're alluding to. But I'm sure they'd hit me out of the park, that's for sure. But look, yeah, he's got his own set of skills. He's worked really hard. He bowled really well in the T20 Big Bash back home, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how he goes.
Alex, what do you think winning the Ashes can do for women's games in Australia?
I think it's an amazing achievement. We haven't won the Ashes here in England since 2001. So first of all, it's a wonderful time for the team, but it's great timing as well for us leading into our domestic series in Australia. We've got the Women's Big Bash League starting, and we want to get that competition up and running and become a premier competition around the world. And I think this gives us that attention and that profile, and we've been really appreciative of the support back home.
What sort of support have you received in the past, recently, since you won?
Well, I must say we've had some great support from the Australian men's team. I know Steve and I have had chats over the years, and we see each other, in the gym at Cricket New South Wales, and we talk a lot of cricket, and it's great to know that the guys are following. I know that they've watched some of our matches, and for Dave Warner to also say that we've set a standard. We've won 3 T20 World Cups in a row, and I know the guys are desperate to win one of those. So that support is amazing for us. Look,
we'll
we're happy we can have a chat later, Steve, if you like. But no, look, we look up to the Australian men's team, and they've been playing some wonderful cricket. I know they've had it hasn't turned out the way they wanted for the Ashes, but they've played great cricket throughout, and we don't set about comparing ourselves to them. We want to learn how to win games of cricket, and we've proven that we can win tough games when it counts, and to defend 107 in a T20 the other night just shows that.
Alex, I think it was the 2010 World 2020 that for the final we saw a lot of the Aussie men sort of stick around. Have you noticed that sort of since then, and with a lot of the double headers you're having at home, even with some of the Big Bash games, that there's closer links between the men's and women's team now?
Yeah, absolutely. We had the Australian men's teams stay behind when they lost their T20 World Cup final in 2010. Steve was there, Michael Clark leading the way, and up on the balcony cheering us on to defend 106 against New Zealand in that final. And the guys joined in and celebrated with us after that game, and that was huge for us. I'm looking forward to the Big Bash and playing for the Sydney Thunder, getting to talk to Michael Hussey, the reciprocal captain of the Thunder, it's a one-team sort of policy there, and it is the same for Cricket Australia. We want to be number one in all three formats. The Australian women have achieved that now, and the men are striving for that too. So we're all on the same page.
Alex, the England team will look into their own review of the series, and obviously Charlotte Edwards has been doing the captaincy job for a while. She says she still wants to carry on. From what you know about her as a competitor, do you feel that she's still the person to take the team forward?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, Charlotte's been a magnificent player for England for so long, and she leads the team remarkably well. We're looking forward to having her in Australia playing for the Perth Scorchers and also for the Western Fury. So, it's wonderful to play against her. And tomorrow when we play out here, she's going to come out firing and lead her team well, and we're ready to step up to that challenge.
Alex, do you think there'll be a lot of interest among the Australian women in trying to play in the league over here that the ECB are trying to set up for next season?
Definitely. We've seen a number of English players already signed for the Women's Big Bash teams, and we'll have to wait and see what sort of interest there is to get Australians over here to play in the Super League teams. But the way that our girls have performed over here, I'm sure there'll be a lot of interest. I think our bowlers particularly have performed very well, as have the English bowlers. I'm excited to see how that turns out, and hopefully there's a few Australians leading the way.
Steve, did you have anything to do with Marcus Stoinis when he started his career in WA about 5 or so years ago? And I guess, how do you rate the depth of all-rounders in Australia at the moment, with him the latest one to come through?
Yeah, I think there's plenty of all-rounders coming through. I played in the Under-19s World Cup with Stoinis in Malaysia back in 2007, I think. And he's certainly come a long way since then. He's improved every year. He's thrown up good performances for, first of all, WA, and then moving over to Victoria was a big move for him. And he's put the numbers on the board and thoroughly deserves an opportunity here tomorrow.
Okay.
Alex, there's a lot of excitement about the Big Bash coming up. Where do you hope that can take the women's game, over the next couple of seasons? What's the ideal scenario?
I think what we've seen here in England over this Ashes series, every match has been live on TV, and we've had sell-out crowds for standalone women's games. So I hope to see that the Women's Big Bash can generate a lot of interest, get the crowds in to watch us, particularly with the double headers that will occur, and also with some televised matches. So I'd really like to play in front of a more friendly home crowd. Yeah, it's been tough playing here with a sell-out crowd going for England. So yeah, that's what I look forward to in the future, playing at home for Sydney Thunder and having a crowd there to support us.
Seriously, mate, I know you've been rubbing shoulders with Trevor Bayliss all summer, but amazing to think the last Australia T20 game, he was in charge of. I think that's right, you were saying. So that's quite a funny situation. And what sort of T20 skills does he bring as coach from what you know?
Oh, probably the same skills he applies to all of his coaching philosophies, I think. He's a very relaxed character around the change room. He's all about preparation and making sure everyone's preparing well. And I'm sure he'll, in the T20 aspect of coaching, he'll be good for them, as he has been for them all summer.
Last one then. Sorry, Alex, just one more. You spoke before about how it's a great achievement for the team to win over here, but is there an element of something bigger that the team is achieving, like that you want to do something for the game as a whole and grow the game?
Well, I think we're already doing that. We're encouraging young boys and girls to pick up the bat and the ball and go out and play cricket. That's what we want to do, and we want to play at the highest level. And we've got a very young group. I think what we can achieve is that we can dominate world cricket, hopefully for many years to come. We've got a T20 World Cup to defend in India early next year, and that'll be in our sights. We've wrapped up this Ashes series. We want to win well tomorrow, but that's the next goal for us.
Can I just say something before we finish? Is that okay? I just want to say congratulations to Meg and Alex and all the Southern Stars on winning the Ashes over here, we all know how difficult it is to do that. So for them to be able to win over here, it's an extraordinary achievement, and also to be number one in all three forms of the game. That's what us as a men's side are striving for, and the girls have performed brilliantly over here, so it's really exciting going forward.